Hello world. Welcome to the Tech Talk Show. On behalf of Silicon Valley, we are going to have a discussion about the e-commerce of the Philippines.
So uh, today we are going to discuss about e-commerce and e-commerce in the Philippines and those platforms that is developed in the Philippines and running for our business and for Philippine economy. So we will discuss from the basic in our technological show, which is we call ourselves Tech Talk Show. We will discuss more about today is e-commerce and the difficulties that we have passed in the COVID-19. And anyway, we'll start with basic knowledge about e-commerce. Before we get into that, we will talk about what exactly is commerce. So I will ask Ali, what do you think about commerce? So what is commerce?
So for me, in simple words, commerce means a trade or trade of products or services between two parties or businesses.
Okay, so that is commerce. So we talk about commerce is like, how about buying sell? Is this a commerce?
Yes, it's a commerce.
Okay, so uh, Atif, do you understand what is the commerce?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, very good. Isha, do you understand what is the commerce?
Yes.
So the commerce is where is to so let's get into the so if it is the commerce, so then later on the business part came in, right?
Yes.
On the commerce. So the finance, the business part of the commerce comes in. So what do you mean by business part of the commerce? Where is business part of the commerce will be like where is the gain or profit and loss? That's the business. So business is all about gaining profit or loss. So where is the business part of the commerce? The business part of the commerce is where the actual transactions is being happen. So that's the business part of the commerce. Anyway, so on the old days when we do not have coins, we do not have currencies, and we do not have money trade. How the trade or commerce happens?
So usually there's a term called bartering, or they use the barter trade. For example, you use like the product sold in exchange of gold or gold bar in ancient
Yeah,
places.
that came later. But
Later.
before that, the bartering basically are not about the gold. We're talking about a gold
Yes.
bar or coins.
Yeah.
The coins comes in as a currency,
Currency.
so there is no bartering here.
Bartering.
When there is a currency involved, no bartering.
No
bartering is product exchange.
Product exchange.
Okay, product exchange. So what I mean is, when we have old days, we have goods for something, and we need something else. So what people used to do is they do exchange product, what we call bartering. For example, you produce rice and you need potatoes. So you bring the rice in a place where is the other potato seller who need the rice. Then you go and you exchange. The problem with that part is sometimes you need like a certain quantity of
Equal
rice,
Equal
or
value.
so equal value was not there. So what happens is when the equal values are not there, then bartering does not work sometimes very well. So that's where the middleman we can call the coins, the currencies was born. So that's where the later part, the one Alip you mentioned that the coins, people start trading with the coins. Today we have the fiat currency, so we trade with local currency or dollar. So that's the whole trade works on bartering. So so we talk about the bartering, we talk about the barter trade, and the difference between commerce, business, and trade. What is the difference between commerce and business and trade? What do you think?
Since commerce said it was the subset of business, then
And trade, yes.
yes, then The only I can distinguish is the business and the trade. That's the only one because the commerce is like since also like trading, exchange of products. It's
Mhm.
also like trade, but I don't have any distinctive difference between them.
Okay, so we talk about even history of the commerce. So let's move into uh, later stage. So what do you think is the advantage of having commerce into e-commerce? So what is the advantage? Where is the commerce and where is the e-commerce stands? So the commerce is like physical products and some other things, but and the whole country. The the e-commerce, what is we call it? What is e-commerce?
E-commerce like electronic in the internet,
Yeah.
online.
So e-commerce meaning the you have the like the second generation of commerce is where is it goes electronic from the manual process, right? So how does this e-commerce work? How does this e-commerce work? Where is people are buying, selling online. So there are many basically ways this e-commerce are being done. Some of them in the past was like there was a forums where people post the products. Then there is we call it classified ads. Then it evolved from the forum to classified ads. Today we see it even the transaction part or the trade part is already there built in the super apps like today in the Philippines we have Shopee, we have Lazada, and we have Zalora. These are a complete e-commerce platforms. Whereas if we talk about previously, there was we have you have classified ads platform like solid.com. We have some other platforms here in the Philippines. So we will streamline today is we will not talk about international commerce or other things. We will talk about we will streamline the Philippines e-commerce market. So what do you see in the Philippines market post COVID or the pre-COVID times and the COVID times, and right now we cannot say we are off the hook of the COVID, but we can say that we are a little bit post COVID. So pandemic is kind of over, but there are a lot of things still need to be adjusted. What I mean is, what do you think about Philippines e-commerce in the past and today? Before the pandemic hit the Philippines, what was the e-commerce, and when the pandemic is there, what advantage this e-commerce, this cashless economy bring to the table?
So before the e-commerce, the people usually buy things like manual pack. They go face to face with the stores.
Stores,
sellers,
okay,
yes.
okay, good.
Then during or right now,
Mhm.
during the COVID times, people usually buy online. So there's like you have to focus like on the contactless because the COVID is spreading that time.
Yes, right,
Yes.
exactly. So what you mean is before the pandemic, e-commerce was there. Philippines is being a country with a lot of mobiles, a lot of people are using SMS, people love social networking. So a lot of people are basically interacting with the internet a lot, and because of that one, the e-commerce is a lucrative business in the Philippines. So the e-commerce was doing good, but when the COVID hit, the e-commerce has a big impact to our economy. Whereas people like us, we go to shopping center, we go to different places, restaurants. We go out a bit, and we spend our time and money there. But when the pandemic hit, whereas the lockdown happened, so we are not able to go out of the house. We are not able to do practically whatever we can call is a normal life. So until now we are having a different thought of normal life. In the post-COVID time, I mean before COVID, we have we are very socialized. We go to different places. We are gathering. We have a lot of gatherings and everything. But when the COVID hit, because of the contact or social distancing, we have a lot of problems happen. So that problem that we happens, and that's where the virtual economy or the cashless economy or the commerce platforms really evolve right now. So in the past, people are afraid of putting their buying online, thinking about the quality of the products, thinking about how they will be doing the transactions. They're afraid of putting up the security of their credit cards online. So a lot of things was there, but due to COVID, it pushes the boundaries of the e-commerce platform, the trade, the cashless economy to the new level. So so from there we can see that we achieved a lot of tractions. We have a lot of product was sell online, and a store was closed, so people has to have these delivery solutions. So we see a lot of innovations on fintech. We see a lot of innovations in the logistics business. We see a lot of innovations and advancements in the e-commerce. So anyway, so we talk about how the e-commerce and types of e-commerce. What do you think are the types of e-commerce platforms that being used in the Philippines and in the market right now? Types of e-commerce, Atif, what do you think? So there are types of e-commerce, which is, we can call it B2B, right?
B2C.
So we can call a B2C, and we can call the other one is C2C. So we'll talk about that in a while. Let's talk about the B2B part of the e-commerce. So what do you think is the B2B part of the e-commerce, Isha? Loud. So business to business. So what do you mean by e-commerce is business to business? You see, in the past we talk about apps, we talk about things, but now everything is going super up. The technology advanced a lot. Before, the server cost was very high. The maintenance of the platform was high. The server was dedicated servers. You need to have a lot of expenses, a lot of manpower, a lot of other things involved in electricities and other water and other line. So on the technology advancements and when these cloud platforms came in, so even those server companies that they are very big in the past, there's the disadvantage of technology, because when the new technology get emerged, the old technologies become very obsolete, and those huge investments on the technology become a part of nothing. So when there is investments on the technology, we have to make sure that the return of investments become very, very practical and very fast, because the technology evolved. Like for example, we are using a lot of big servers in the past, but now we are not using them anymore. And we used a lot of manpowers in the past. Now there are a lot of automations comes in, the artificial intelligence, the business intelligence, the neural links and other companies that they're coming up with a lot of advanced technologies for healthcare, for other sites. So we'll talk about those things a little bit later. But what is the business to business part of the e-commerce? So business part of the e-commerce is like a businessman. A simple form is a businessman selling to other businessmen. So that's the business to business. So we can say a platform where is the wholesale happen is basically a B2B platform. So for example, Alibaba.com is basically a business to business platform, where is a factory and is acting as a supplier from China, for example, and there is a buyer in the Philippines or in other countries, they go and they look for their products in a bulk because these factories cannot sell less than a certain volume. So that becomes the business to business part of the commerce. Let's talk about more closer one, business to consumer.
Business to consumer.
Yes. What do you think? What is the business to consumer commerce? Arthur?
It's like when you're selling to the customer.
Yes.
Yes.
When you are selling a platform where you are selling to the customers, right? So which is the which? Okay, give me an example in the Philippines. Which is the business to consumer type of e-commerce platform?
So, for example, like the Nike, let's say Nike, then they're going to sell their merchandise. For example, the shoes to the for example, like us teenagers, we like to buy shoes from them. So the business is the Nike, then the consumer, the teenagers, which is us.
So directly selling
directly
a brand owner or from the market directly selling to the client or to the customer. So that's B2C. So example of the B2C. What do you think is the B2C? An example. Which platform in the Philippines is B2C e-commerce platforms?
Shopee.
Okay. What else?
Lazada.
Okay. Why don't you talk loud? Asif, you have to talk loud because our our camera is very far, so you have to loud. Okay. Anyway, we'll improve that things later on. I mean, so the Shopee, Lazada, Zalora, these are the platforms that in the Philippines today we have. They cater to sometimes we can say these are super apps. In a sense, this is not only handling the e-commerce part of it. The reason I was talking about a super e-commerce platform is because this has everything built in. So unlike in the past, the bank handled only banking part.
Yes.
Okay, the logistics provider, the truck companies, the bus companies, the one delivery small delivery provider like trucks and all other, they handle these things individually on the logistics. Then the banks handle the transactions part, which is the trade part basically, and in between the other services handled by the commerce platform. So but right now what we are looking at and what we see like Grab, like Lalamove, these came as basically as a not really a logistics provider, like for example Grab or Lalamove. They came as Grab was like replacement of Uber. So
yes.
where is people? It's a transport for people.
Transport.
So it's a replacement of a taxi.
Yes.
Taxi solutions in the past because of taxi has been there for a long time and these are all manually get managed. So where is Uber innovations comes in having and other sense, Uber basically bring a lot of jobs to our neighborhood, to us ourselves. Where is example, a guy like you, teenager, want to have a car. You want to have a car, right?
Yeah.
So you want to have a car. The problem is, example, being your parents, we don't want to pay for your car monthly,
Yes.
right? Because his overhead expenses will add up. So when a middle class family will think that everybody want a car, but the problem is the family can maybe afford one car only. But having a Grab or Uber type of technology, where is you can have advantage of having car, whereas you are doing service and you can maintain your daily living, you can maintain the car with the expenses. So what I mean is like a student or a person, okay, they do a part-time job. Whenever they are free, they are using their car to transport people to make the living. Not really living, but at least it recovers the investment they put in the car.
Yes.
It recovers their daily gasoline expenses. Or as a student, when you go to school, maybe you drive, and it will after the school, when you go to school, you come back when you are going home, maybe example you are studying in LaSalle or there, and you are living in Quezon City, and in the morning you can have somebody who need your service to bring in that area. So at least you save the money for your gasoline going to school. Then when you're coming back from the school, when you open your Uber or Grab apps, then you get a customers going to Gazo City. You just drop them, you go home. So and on your time when you are free, instead of playing games and spending different ways, so you can have you can have the time to practice yourself of a real life, of something that you can how hard it is to earn money. So you can have a like a rehearsal, like an example of doing this to make money for your personal living. So you will feel more comfortable, not asking money to your parents and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's where the super app things came up. So with only because of our advancements of the technology today, we can afford, like 5 years, 10 years ago, if somebody talk about, okay, I want to have super app like Grab, I want the payments is there, the food delivery is there, the grocery delivery is there, the transportation is there. I want to have the apps having truck services. I want to have the app taxi services. I want to have the apps to have the motor services, which is like angkas we call in the Philippines. So those things are not there. It was separated.
Yes, individual.
So individual. So what happened today is anyway we talk about the Shopee, the Lazada, the Zalora. Like Zalora is a company in the Philippines who streamline the actual brandings and actual products branding, like Nike, that one you mentioned, Nike, Adidas, or any other brands. So top brands, bigger brands. The problem with that one is there are small brands that they don't cater.
Yes.
So they're looking only to have the bigger brands. So where is the Lazada and the Shopee comes in? So Lazada and Shopee comes in, and it puts lot of people, lot of works, and it puts more social or online buying, selling, and this. So today, more than the brands, the regular products, regular selling, those things came very handy. So where is so give me an example on this Shopee. Maybe you guys are more on Shopee. So you tell me, what is the advantage having Shopee in the Philippines? What do you think, Isha? What is the advantage of Shopee in the Philippines? Okay, how about Atif?
It gives you protection from the COVID instead of going face to face to the people outside.
That's a good point. So Shopee came in, and Shopee was doing very good even before COVID. But during the time of the COVID, it evolved and saw a lot of orders online. Like we order face mask and we order all those alcohols and everything else from Shopee, and until today we are spending a lot of money and time in Shopee, right? So Shopee become the one of the platform which is number one now, the beat Lazada in the process. So they're doing pretty well today on the post COVID time. What do you think is the next of Shopee? How do you think something that better will replace Shopee? Like in the past there was Zalora, in the past there was Sulit.com, then it replaces with something else. Later on, similar platform like Lazada came in with a big time because of backing of Alibaba and financials. So now the Shopee, which is emerging in the Philippines. What do you think is something? What do you think more people need? People are happy with Shopee, or they need something more, or they want something more, or something is missing, or what is going on? What is needed for our Filipino communities? Answer.
They have trouble in funding that, like return.
Cancellation,
Yeah.
refunds.
So that's are they good at that or no?
Not yet.
Yeah. So that's the disadvantage. So what are other disadvantages Shopee has? Logic. Okay, I will give you the answer. It's a little complex. Anyway, so Shopee is a good platform and it's very good, basically very good platform in the Philippines. And the problem with the technology sometimes it doesn't balance with government policies and the need of the thing. So Shopee is an e-commerce platforms, and I do not personally see the Shopee and the government of our government in the Philippines are somehow connected. I don't see that. So that is a missing link. That's a very disadvantage for this economy of this country, whereas a Shopee is selling the products and they I do not know basically how they cater these vendors and how these vendors are part of the economy. Of course, the vendors are part of the economy.
Yes.
How they are paying the government the taxes and everything. So I've seen a lot of things talk about this, and lately the government is streamlining their online platforms and they're trying to come up with guidelines in the Philippines how they are going to regulate this process. The problem is the government doesn't have a proper understanding maybe on how the Shopee will act or will work in the Philippines. So the Shopee or Lazada or rather other online platform doesn't have any good regulations. And lately I hear a lot of people or a lot of senators and a lot of congressmen are talking about putting up taxes on people who are selling online, which is in a ways I value their works because the government need funding, government need money to move on, but I do not see a proper link, or I do not see a advantage of online seller giving the taxes where they're selling online in their houses and those microeconomies. So I'm sure government maybe in a long way they will figure out how to solve that. The way they're trying to do it, I think this is a very shortcut ways of doing things, like just put a tax on people, like what happened to implementing on our contactless driving, I mean the apprehension one, whereas government prematurely install those things and a lot of people get angry and things happen. So what I mean is that the government need to understand the online commerce part of it, and the government need to understand the microeconomy where people are living below their living standard and selling and having their life, small life. At the same time, the microeconomy or will replace in the future to that will be the main economy of a country, not like before that economy was not properly aligned with the government. The government was poor and everything. So the economy was not aligned before. That right now the government is collecting a lot of taxes. A lot of people are entrepreneurs. They're going into emerging into new transformations of the technology. So and the living of the people. So the way I see is the government and the platform need to understand each other. So the platform should be giving the government something that the government can analyze, the government can understand, and the government can values and work together on with companies like Shopee and Lazada to have better understanding on the analytics part of the economy, meaning a person what they are buying from Shopee. So we have a little coffee break. So so let's go back. So we talk about the government having relationship. It's very important for the government to understand the future. It's very important for the government to to get to know the future technologies. So the problem here in the Philippines is, as we see, everything is imported, meaning they import rice, they get messed up. They import sugar, they get messed up. So even the technology, the problem is we are having a lot of hard time, a lot of issues every time there is elections because of this software, that piece of software that was bought from the Comelec, bought from different countries. So I see the country needed to have the technology from the atomic particles, meaning the technology has to set up from the ground and from the pieces, rather than going to different countries, looking at the best
Then
practice.
why take
What the
it?
government is doing right now is they are taking the taxpayer money and they are having this experience on their selves, going to Russia, going to Japan, going to France, going to Germany, going to America, and having a lot of TikTok and a lot of pictures taking and talk about, hey, this subway is better. Anyway, so the government should not spend the taxpayer money for their personal people going abroad for learning how the things will be done. The government, I'm sure, the people in the Philippines or rather any countries, they understand what is their problem. Is just the basic. What is their problem? What is your food security? What is the issue? If there is another COVID like or another pandemic hit the country, whereas we do not have a border, whereas we do not have border to import from China, import from Thailand. So we have to create something that we can say from the food security to our personal security to everything from the ground up. Meaning the country should be self-established of itself. Meaning the government has a lot of money, tons of money. I think the technology now, the technology advancements comes in, where is the investments of the government buying a solutions will be more expensive than the making a solutions in-house, creating them, that will create a lot of jobs, that will create the economy, or that will create the country to prosper, to have a lot of advancements into not only software, also in hardware, in different. We talk about electric vehicle now. So we have all these vehicles in the world, but how many EVs we have in the Philippines today?
No.
We only buy Japanese junk, we only buy Russian junk. So what I mean is, if we can have those where we have already the advancement of technology, like meaning we can easily create them, meaning we can have a car assembly plant on the electric vehicle. Philippines is a country of lot of natural resources, one of the rich natural resources in the Philippines, in the world. So being said that we have all the raw materials, why we do not have a plant where we can create batteries, where we can create atomic particles, we can create a lot of other things. But we export, what do? We export nickel, we export all those minerals, which is literally gold. Literally, we'll someday will be ending up other countries taking those and taking the advantage. So the country need to build up from the ground, and government has a lot of money. The problem with the government, they're disconnected the reality. They're always trying to have the reason why I make a joke so I like about sugar mess and rice importation. They are thinking, okay, I will be sitting here as a 6 years terms, so I just give them a band-aid solutions. Yeah. So I will just solve the problem for today. I don't give a damn about what is going to happen. Yeah. So the long-term sustainability of the country, the government is not looking. Many people are afraid taking steps because I'm just taking a job. I don't want to take steps. Maybe I will make a mistake along the way and I'll lose my job. So that's why things are not advancing. We talk about like farmers. We have news about these problems about the cabbage things. The farmers made a lot of cabbage and then the market fall. Then we are angry with the farmers. Why? Because they throw the cabbage in the ground, and we are angry. So the government, if the government was to connect it, or the government has set up, or Department of Agriculture, for example, on that side, has a setup or analytics part, or a technological advancements on their department to analyze which area in the Philippines has which kind of crops or which kind of agriculture products, and how much this country need, and how much to produce them, what are the good, what are the best practice, meaning that's where the research and development R&D should be happening, that which country have this particular crops has a better yield, better productions with a lower investment. So those are the analytics part the government should have, and at the same time the people who are into e-commerce, who are into deliveries, who are into handling this supply chain should be working with the government, having their access, the government to have the access to their platforms, in order for the government to have them put in artificial intelligence platforms in the back end of the agriculture. I'm just giving example as an agriculture, but all the other sector of the government, put them together and get the analytics, so the government will just know the future in a matter of a click.
It will predict.
Yeah, it will predict what is the tomorrow. So if the government feel today, okay, for example, today this year we are going to have lot of productions of sugars. So the government, before the sugar hit in the market, government have enough time to think how to solve that. So maybe the government will go to a country where they're importing sugar. So the government is going to offer that government, hey, it's like barter trade in the past. Hey, you need sugar, I'll give you sugar, but I need a trade. I need something, this one in a good price, like what Russia sometimes does. Like Russia has a lot of oil, and Russia has a lot of refineries. Rather, oil is, of course, Russia is number one oil producer in the world. So what Russia does sometimes with China, hey, I'll give you the oil, you give me this one. So that way a country can prosper. So and good trade can be built up between the countries, and relationship can be built up. So not really, yes, it will balance a lot of things. So the problem is the government is not connected to Shopee or Lazada, or rather. So and there are a lot of products. Philippines is not very rich country, and living standard in Philippines are a lot lower than China. So my understanding, if you are asking me a question, why Philippines is going to import a product from China, I don't see any value, because the Filipino people can create the same products with lower cost and can have a better living. Okay, we do a lot of business, so we know the raw materials cost, we know everything. So in China today, the manpower cost is very high. Even a factory worker is $1,000. $1,000 is 57,000 pesos today, which is in the Philippines. If a farmer can make, or a worker, which is our country in the Philippines, our daily or our monthly people are making like 13 to 15,000 pesos as a regular employees. Whereas if these people can make 50,000 or even can make 25,000, that's a big step for the country. So I do not see why these simple things like making this wire, having this casing, phone casing, these are the regular small stuff, like the casing of the phone. So those small stuff, but we spend billions to import them. So I'm not talking about, let's say, creating an iPhone. This is something high tech. Creating something, Apple products. So those are something maybe cannot be done today. But there are a lot of things can be done, and those lot of things are our daily life. We can create those. We can have those people develop. So if we know that Shopee, if the government agencies has access to a e-commerce platform, work with streamline with the government, we will see, hey, why this casing, $5 billion casing we are importing every year from the country, we are losing $5 billion. So this casing, we can enable people, or government can fund, or ask, okay, we'll give you 5 years tax exemptions. You create a casing factory in the Philippines, and we will help you to sell this in Shopee, in Lazada, or any other e-commerce platform. And government is going to take the order. Okay, hey, all the government agencies, all the casing should be bought by Philippines. The government agencies cannot buy any products imported from India or China or anywhere. So that's something, right? What China do sometimes, like China is pushing people to use the Huawei because Huawei is a state-owned company. China is pushing for their own country developed products. Chinese people are proud to drive not Tesla but their own developed cars. So and they use a lot of their products. Why? Because it will build up the economy. Okay. So you see right now we're looking at, after the COVID, now we are looking at China versus America. The technological war is ongoing. So on the technological war ongoing, America is trying to so that China cannot advance on the technology. So because China was growing so fast and they have a lot of mechanical and technological products already there, whereas America along the way they lose on the semiconductor with Taiwan. Yeah, and China rather also. So a lot of American companies was investing heavily to China. So America is trying to get back on them and bring them back to their home because of many Americans are jobless. So our current president, which is President Marcos, Bongbong Marcos, which is he talks about bringing the OFWs back to the Philippines.
Yes.
My question is, yes, that's a very good step. The question here is, where is the local people doesn't have a job? What goods is going to bring? We're going to bring all the OFW to the country. So we have to solve first the people inside the countries who is living, doesn't have a job, provide the better job, create the better place, create the more functions, more more jobs for the people. How the more jobs will come for the people? Creating more factories, creating more products line, and creating a ways that instead of we are importing this casing from China, how can we export this to China?
Yes.
So that's basically what government. So government and the commerce is e-commerce rather. Governments and e-commerce platforms should be working hand to hand in order for them to see how the behavior of the customer base of the country, or the consumer rather, what consumer using, and those users, whatever consumer is using on the daily life or on their households, what are the products can be in-house or in-country development, can be locally. Okay, like there are a lot of things to talk about. I mean, like we're losing because of technological things, like we're losing on Facebook, we're losing on TikTok, we're losing on many other platforms in the Philippines. We're losing now on the Bitcoin and all those scams and everything else. Digital, we talk about digital economy, digital currency, but we do not understand what we're doing. So government doesn't understand. Say they are losing tons, billions of money on the Facebooks, on other platforms. Whereas they're only talking about those people who are selling 5,000 pesos and putting a tax out to those people. Government should put tax, or like China, banning the Facebook, banning the Google, because that will give the local resources better. But so what Google did, they have to put up a server in China in order to run in China, because China does not allow any server from America or other cloud to run their own local sources. Why? Because they are getting all the feedbacks, all the knowledge, all the information, put them into their platform in the backside of the back end of the government, whereas this software is going to generate is going to give them a predictions, and it's going to give them a lot of analytics for them to be able to function better. So that's basically what a Shopee will be doing. So that's what we are missing basically, between the link between the government and on the consumer side. I don't see a lot of effort Shopee is doing, or Lazada rather. They should improve that in order for them to go better. So anyway, we talk about a lot of things today. And what do you think that e-commerce platform like Shopee and Lazada bring better benefit for Philippines?
It has low price, like
Good. Yes, of course, it has a low price. So you see, that's price is matters. So people, when you live in a undeveloped countries, the money values for money is very important. So meaning the cheap products are very common in the people to buy, and they compare a lot. Not like Western people, they don't have a lot of. Asian people has a lot of time to think and compare. So and look for a better values for the money. So what Shopee bring in is a lot of Chinese companies and a lot of products that they bring in is a very very affordable price. Whereas if you travel a shopping center and buy those products, will be like twice the price, or maybe high. So that's where of course the Shopee is doing very good jobs for the Philippines and Filipino people. What do you think about the future? How do you see a e-commerce platform in the future?
more easy.
What do you mean more easy?
Like the people are
Of course, remember this afternoon we talk about clicks, right? The guy talked about South Korea and said that he need to click 34 times in order to make a transaction, right? So it needs to be easy. Yes, it's easy. So we have Gcash, we have many other EMI platforms, and even the banks today are very very aggressive on their technological advancements, digital transformations. Like all the banks has billing, payments, and everything. Gcash. When you are traveling, you don't need to have. You can just load your card and go for the toll fees and all other things. So things are advancing in progressing ways, and the Web3 and the latest technologies are coming. So I see Philippines are a lot behind in the technological advantage. So what they do is they import things and they're thinking that's going to hold forever. It's not. So again, the one I'm saying is we need to develop things from the atomic level, meaning from the ground up. So we have to have a better a platform in the technological. The future is the technology. The future is the virtual economy. Today, either we like it or not, that's going to happen. So tomorrow. So what I mean is we need to have lot of time. The universities, the schools, the educational systems need to advance. We see during the COVID, a lot of schools are using online education platforms, and those are not made in Philippines. So you want to see all these future products line, which is softwares, e-commerce, and all those things that is being used in the government and private level are developed locally. And the problem with the locally is there are products there, but those products are not according to the standard of the foreign. So we have to bring the gap together between and come up with a better solution on a cheaper price. So that's basically what we are looking in the future. So let's talk about the e-commerce platform. The e-commerce platform that we need in the future should be more interactive. So meaning something that futuristic ways of saying is if I want to buy a suit tomorrow, and I will go to a Marks and Spencer's, not by walking, going or driving a car, going to SM. I want to sit in my chair
and
in the office while I'm doing other things, like what we are doing today. We have a lot of Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Instead of meeting people abroad, we Zoom meeting. I Zoom meeting to them to from my office. So I want to sit here, but I want to buy a new suit. So what I want to do is I go to Shopee, then I open Marks and Spencer's website, and I go and yeah, Shopee right now what they give a chart, but I don't know what is my chest line, what is how long it should be. So I do not know that, right? So
Yes.
when I go to Shopee, there should be a frame where I stand somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
and it's going to measure automatically,
Automatically.
Yeah.
right? And it's going to give me suggestions.
If-
Okay, Mr. Khan, how much is your budget? My budget is 3,000. You cannot buy Marks and Spencer's with 3,000, but there is this 20 options you got. This is 2,500, this is 3,000, but this is according to your size.
Yes.
Yes. Then I order. I'm happy,
Yeah.
and I order.
Save
So
time.
so it saves time. It saves a lot of things. In the Philippines, we have a lot of traffic. So that's something that future we can look. Not really like live selling, showing the products. No,
Mhm.
No.
it's like personalized label, right? There will be a platform, maybe artificial intelligence platform is a platform where it's going to analyze my body to give me suggestions. Like last time, what we do, we produce our suits.
Suits,
A lot of
yeah.
mistakes they make.
Yes.
I think if we have platforms similar to that one, we are created, it will give all the notes, all the size, and all the measurement of a person's with the software and create it and just send it to the tailor to even you make custom made, it will be tailor fit. So that's are something that in the future we look at. We look at the government and the e-commerce platforms working together. We look at a lot of analysis of showing us a certain products when the product price will be dropping or product price will be lowering. Example, you want to buy a gadget and today cannot afford, maybe
Next
you
time
buy
you have
like
discount,
after
next time.
15 days you have this discount.
Yes.
So those things are there to bring the come in of the solutions, and most likely the commerce or e-commerce platform has to build in the country configurations. That's something that needed. Meaning we will build up a e-commerce by the Filipinos for the
For
Filipinos,
the Filipinos.
right? So it has to be custom built. It has to be the like our national flag. We love these colors. That's why the national flag become that color, for example. So that's basically what I mean by the Filipinos. Meaning, if it is done by a Filipino, it will be a Filipino product,
Yes.
a product that Filipino likes, a product that will be easier for Filipino. So it cannot be expensive than the China imported, but it has to be better configuration, but a Filipino product for the Filipino people, and at the same time it is developed in-house by the Filipinos. So that's basically where we look at the e-commerce should be heading in. Whereas we see a lot of foreign companies are here, so I think it's better for us to have a sustainable, good Filipino digital transformations platforms or technology that we will change the life of our community here. So that's basically it for today. So we wrap it up, and thank you everybody. Alip, you go say thank you to the viewers. Huh? Thank you everybody.
Thank you.
And from Khan family and from the Philippines, we thank you for all of you to watch, and we will look forward to see you on our next show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.